What up, Detroit? How you doing? Welcome to The Hook. I'm your host, Keith Butler, with my co-host, Jeffrey Lowe, and our main man, Leland Stein.
What up, though?
Our resident Stephen A. Smith, a sports analyst.
Don't say that.
You know,
nowhere near that.
You know,
come on, man.
Nah, you're right. You're not.
You're not that bad.
You're closer to Mad Dog.
Yeah, we'd like to welcome you all. We'd like to welcome you all to another episode of The Hook. We're here on the inside of the 6-0 studios. The weather's dropped down about 40 degrees, but the greens are still beautiful.
Yes.
And I saw a couple of people out there still playing golf in October.
It's a good day for golf.
Yes, still is. They were out there in October.
It's a cold day for golf.
But if you love the game, you're going to get your last strokes in.
Put your sweaters on and get on out there.
That's right.
Yeah, so Stein, how you feeling today, man?
Oh, man, I'm kind of Detroit happy.
Yeah. What about you, Jeff?
I'm feeling great, too. And I know it's one thing that you forgot. You forgot it, Mr. Butler.
What?
To toast.
The Tigers?
The toast to the Lions, baby.
Yeah.
Wait.
Toast to the Lions.
Yeah, well, we'll do that another time.
I'm looking at the bars.
I'm not leaving to go to the bar.
The bar is full.
Come on. The Lions toast
Y'all want me to cut the
Whenever
show
there's a
right now
time,
to go get something?
We'll hold it down while you go get it. It's
That's
only
right.
5 steps.
Okay,
Not even
what you-
5 steps.
Oh, my.
Don't stop messing this Lions show up.
Yeah,
let's get it started
let's
on
get
a
it
good
started
foot.
right.
Oh, my God. You
Here
hear
we
these
are.
people come to the crib, don't ever bring any alcohol, but they want to
Wait.
hit my bar all the time.
Wait a minute.
When he stand on the 6-hole, he complaining.
I'm complaining.
We looking over
I
the golf
still got to
course.
pay for this place.
It's one of the greatest studios I've ever been
That's
in.
pretty
right
back
here.
up good.
Heck
Tell
yeah.
him to get up, Duke.
You know, we got a full picture. We got a full picture.
Look, now he leaning on the shield for it. Get up, nigga.
We always do that, though. That's terrible. Okay, well, let's talk about these Lions, though.
We are.
I am telling you, wow. You know, I'm one of the few.
Wow.
Because I've been, my dad took me to my first Lions game in 1964. Same year, he took me up to the West Side Club. He said, okay, son, I'm going to introduce you to some football. And that's been my favorite team ever since. You know, Lim and all them guys was playing. Remember that? That was spectacular. And now, think about all these years. Then when I become a writer, I'm like the only writer last year at the Super Bowl whose city has never been to the Super Bowl. So you're talking about torture personally for me, because every year you go, and the best thing I think about being any journalist, if you're lucky enough to be in a city where a team is winning, it elevates your coverage, it elevates the interest in your story, it just brings more joy to the whole process.
And that's every publication, too.
Yeah,
That's
no matter what publication, no matter
Right.
what city. You're lucky enough to be in that city when the team's really putting in some work and winning, then that's the ultimate. So I've been afraid to ever say the Lions could do it. But I'm here today to finally say it.
And you can
After
say
that
it now.
Dallas
You can
beatdown.
definitely say it now, bro.
But then
you
it
can-
was tempered when Hutchinson got hurt, right?
Tempered.
They there,
Well, he
but you
got-
can't lose
you know,
your best defensive player and be the same team.
No, you're not. But
It's
but
impossible.
Well, that's not going to happen, but you got to be the next. It's got to be the next man up.
thank
And,
you. That's
know,
what winning organizations do.
You know, here you guys go.
They go out and find replacements for people who got hurt, and it's going to be hard to find a replacement for Hutchinson because he was having a great year.
Yeah, he was. They were talking about he was like 24% sacks and tackles by himself, and the rest of the team was below that. So I mean, you got this guy doing all the rush and pressuring. You know, his pressures were higher than all the other teams, members of the team. Tequila or Royal Crown, Desano Patron, which one?
I'll try that right there.
Okay, here you go.
I'm not going to let the audience know what this is, but it's a shot.
This is for the Detroit. Like,
but
all those long-suffering Lions fans. All these people have been Lions free.
No more
Everybody
suffering.
used to claim
No
Lions
more
free.
suffering now.
But you know, the cool thing is it's a carryover from last year, man. I was afraid that they were going to have a like what they call it, the Super Bowl hangover.
We haven't
I thought
been
they
to
were
a
gonna
Super Bowl.
No, but I mean just the success.
Oh.
Because the success of that was we were one game.
I'm like, wait a minute,
We were
we
one
had no
game away
Super
from
Bowl.
the Super Bowl. But we were one game away from the Super Bowl. Okay, so we're going
Toast to the Lions.
give a toast to the Lions.
All right, let's hit it. Here the glasses clank.
There you go. Come on, reach on. Okay, there you go. Tip it up, boy.
You got some short arms, man.
You got long ones. Reach
Here
on
we
it.
go.
All right,
Tip
you ready?
it up, y'all.
Tip it up.
Sounds like that old. Sounds like that old Isaac Hayes song. You know.
Early too. We shot early shot.
Well, you're the one who wanted to take it. So
It went down good, though.
You're
I
retired.
tell you, yeah.
But wait a minute. Now, people gonna listen to this Lions stuff. Here we go now.
What?
Can't proclaim this team actually has a shot at getting to the Super Bowl the way they've been playing.
yes.
Can we really finally say it's really true
But
now?
what did I tell you all
With
earlier
this
this year?
injury,
What did I tell y'all earlier this year? I still believe, even despite Hutch, I'd say I proclaimed 12 and 5 at least, didn't I? Y'all still think that's possible?
I think it's
Even-
possible.
even with
even
Hutch
without
and-
Hutch. But you know how it is when you get in them big games. The best players, guys like that, just see. That's how you win. That's
But-
what happened with the
but you know what?
Tigers. Remember when the Tigers got there, they had the best pitcher,
But
he didn't come through for them.
But this time, you know what? At this point, this is where the organization steps up. When I say organization, I mean front office. I mean people who scout, people who say, "Hey, we've been scouting. We found a replacement for him. We're ready to step up and get somebody to replace Hutch for the time being."
Well, who do you think they can find to replace Hutch? I know they're talking about
it's not
Crosby.
possible.
They're talking about Crosby over with the Raiders.
Yeah, with Raiders.
That they would have to empty the bank to get that dude. Now, that dude is an animal.
We're just looking at the rest of this season, and probably won't even have him the next season. You know, we're not looking for a long-term replacement. We're looking for a short-term replacement.
Just
Not
right
a
now.
bad-
Just
bad
right now.
idea. Bad thought.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't want to. You don't want to put a Band-Aid on it if you can. If you could get somebody like Crosby, that would be. I think he'd be a great fit. I think he would stay here because what's going on now is Detroit. The Lions are showing you that we're not a team to be reckoned with, and people want to play with winners.
Of
They want to
course,
play
I
with
agree.
teams that look like they got a chance. The Lions look like the Lions were a game and a quarter
Yes, they
away
were.
from the Super Bowl. They were a half a game away from the Super Bowl last year,
Right.
and they have not shown any signs of letting up.
But when you look at the Lions,
That loss was a fluke, if you ask me.
we just don't look at what's going on the field. That is the major part of it, though, what's going on in the field. But the real big part of it is what's going on in the front office.
And in the locker room.
And not only in the locker room, but I'm just talking about the administrative office, the people who are making
Brad Holmes.
Brad
Yeah,
Holmes.
Holmes
Brad
is doing-
Holmes.
Getting
Yes, sir.
The freedom.
You
Yes,
know
sir.
what? I don't know.
do it.
I don't know what
Yes.
Holmes has gotten
I
that
believe it.
magic hat of his, but it seems like almost every draft he pulls out or every trade he's made has panned out.
It's been-
It's
Getting
cashed
a
in,
Brian
man.
Brett
Well, we need him. We
was
need him again
unbelievable.
right now.
We got a playmaker that's secondary with Brian Brett.
Yes.
He got NFC Player of the Week this year.
And we need
Okay.
Brad Holmes right now to make a deal to say,
It's
hey,
tough, but we can't
this
just trade
will work.
all our good young
But look,
players
look,
just to
We're
go
not.
get-
We're not. That's what I mean.
it's tough
That's
now.
what I mean by the administrative organization to make a deal that makes sense for the time being, for right
making
now.
that big splash looks good, but you don't want to give up none of your good young guys or Jameson Williams.
No, we don't.
But you know what?
That's
thing
the part of the organization.
But the
that's-
thing about the Lions this year, from what they were talking about last year, I think they're willing to do that because they want to win now. I don't think they're so much concerned about too far down the future. I think they really want to win today.
Absolutely.
So I understand what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying, Stein. You don't want to give up the whole house
No,
for
we don't
one
wanna-
player,
we
but
don't-
you do want more than a Band-Aid. You need a gauze and to wrap that shit up so you can stop the bleeding.
and this is
still be
where
able to
and
be
this
able
is
to
where,
succeed.
like you said, and this is where the organization, the administrative organization, the people who make the shots, the people who draft, the people who scout, this is where their expertise comes into play.
All I can say
as
is
a
in Brad
Super
Holmes
Bowl-
I trust.
Hey, but as a Super Bowl
HBCU grad.
as a Super Bowl organization, this is where they come in. It's not just the players on the field. Great, you got the nucleus on the field to win a Super Bowl. But do you have the nucleus in the front office to win the Super Bowl?
Well, I think
and we
I think
know,
you do.
and you know.
I think you do.
Hey,
I think they do too.
I think so also.
They prove
I mean, you
but see, I've always said, even when people were asking me to predict, I can't get. They're gonna make it. They should be there because football is a million things can happen.
Well, you saw one
And
last
we
week.
Saw it,
you saw one a million
so that's
things.
why
was
I'm
up.
just after covering this junk for so long. My Lions friends, people trying to get me to prognosticate about it, but Lord have mercy. It's like Butler said earlier, next man up. But the fact of the matter is, ain't no next man when it comes to Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Hey, but 1 or 2, 3, 4 guys like that in the league.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not going to replace them.
Yep.
No, you're not.
You're just not gonna
You're not
do
going to
it.
replace it for the long term, but for the short term, right now, what we need
But what
him.
you got to do to get Cosby? Cosby.
No, I'm
Yeah, it
just
ain't
talking
gonna be
about
just money 'cause
I'm
the
talking about
Raiders
somebody
want
like
something.
Crosby. It don't have to be.
It don't have to be. It don't have
Yeah,
to,
but
but
somebody-
it could be 2 people that we need to get to fill in that void
But again,
for.
back to what you said about Holmes.
Uh-huh.
Man, he been scouring. He
Yeah.
get little gems here
Better
and there.
than Matt Miller's
I
ass.
think
Hey, Matt Miller, he
Oh,
might
man,
have.
listen,
bringing up
man.
Matt
Hey,
Miller.
listen. I don't mind certain language on this podcast, but don't use that language.
What's that? Matt Miller?
Don't cuss
Okay,
like-
I'm sorry.
You can cuss, but don't cuss like that.
All right.
Don't cuss like that.
I'm sorry, Keith.
Matt did the post
Hey, man,
Lions.
hey,
Like
hey,
Van
hey,
Gundy did the
that
Pistons.
fucker.
You
No,
can use
Jeff,
that.
wait a minute. I got kids listening to this show.
Oh, I'm
you
sorry.
know, don't let him listen
That
to this
asshole.
You-
Okay, I give up.
Come on, man. You just said his kids listen to it.
Okay.
Jeez, Pete, man.
All right,
He just went
guys.
deeper into the abyss.
I know it, man. That's why I said don't give him a sip because you get a sip. You listen up, bro.
I need another shot.
Of course you do.
But you know one thing about these Lions, really, in all honesty, they're an exciting team.
They really
People
are.
been calling it. They're like, wow.
And you
What
know-
y'all got? They make plays like that flea flicker.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, y'all.
But that's
man.
what I'm saying. When you
This
beat
is just fun.
when you're beating a team so bad that you start pulling out, playground plays, a flea. Who does
that ain't no
that
playground
was
play
a-
when it comes to Lions.
That was a flip.
They
to,
study
was
that
a flip
stuff, they practice
St. Brown and flipped. Was it
Laporta back
and
in.
then back over to golf. I mean,
Laporta
back to
caught
golf
that
and
one.
then jump
No.
a pass to golf.
I'm not even
Golf
talking about that. I'm
touchdown
talking about the
pass
flip
against
to the
Seattle.
lineman. I'm like, wait a minute.
I love that.
Where they get
one-
that one from?
Yeah, that was
love it.
hilarious.
Yeah,
That
right.
was hilarious. And then, golf last week. I want to go back to that one. 18 of
18.
Have you ever seen that before?
That was pretty good.
Have you ever, in my life, all my life,
And he
I'm
had played a
65
horrible
years
game
old.
against
I'm
the Tampa Bay.
65 years old. I've been watching football
That's
since
right.
the mid 70s and stuff. Early 70s. I have never seen an 18 for 18 game from a quarterback. That means he was hitting those routes. The receivers had glue on their hands.
They did.
1,000%.
Everything had to be right.
It was perfect.
Everything had to
And
be
then,
right.
and then, like you said, they're winning so tough. They're beating people so widely and so far and so much. What they do? They flip one to.
Only Dallas that beat like that.
Wait, they flip one to
All
St.
other
Brown,
games been tough.
and then golf runs for off to the left side.
Oh, yeah.
and catches the
That was
touchdown
against
pass.
Another trick play.
That's stupid, man. I said,
I love it.
they are playing like Kansas City. Kansas City pulls out all them crazy trick plays. Now the Lions are doing it. Now what they're saying to the NFL is, we're not your grandfather's Lions. This is a whole new team.
But I
Whole new
like
team.
it because you got
I love that beat-
Manning.
but
They
working
had
for
Manning
Dallas.
doing the game, right? The Lions actually was the Sunday night game of the week. They played
You
at
talking about
4:30. Yeah, the Dallas game.
No, they had Tom Brady up there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I meant, Tom Brady.
And Brady was talking about
He was
they're
cracking me up.
fun to
saying,
watch.
Why
Right.
he said, but they shouldn't be giving away all these secrets. But I kind of disagree with it. Because what that did was keep everybody on high alert. Like, on certain down and distant situations, they're going to have to say, ooh, they got that flea flicker. We got to kind of pull
We
it
got to
back.
watch for that. We got to
But
watch
they
out
ain't
for
going to
that.
run it. But you still got to defensively kind of set yourself and be on the edge, just worrying about that. And that little second is the kind of second Montgomery needs.
But
Because if your butt's sitting on the edge, and Montgomery coming through there, you thinking they might flick something, and he hits something that you ain't got a whole head.
Not only Montgomery, but the bigs, front,
the best running combo
front
in the NFL.
You know who that reminds me
the
of?
bigs is the best. Right?
You know who that reminds me of? A team I hate, the team they just played back in the 80s when they had Emmitt Smith trying to steal Barry's title.
Oh, yeah.
But they talking about Emmitt's the greatest. I'm like, okay, if you got a front line that pushes everybody back 5 yards before you get touched, you're gonna end up with an 8-yard run, a 10-yard run. That's what this front line reminded me of. Yeah. That old Dallas line.
But them running backs is good too, though.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But you need
both of them.
They can scoop.
But like Jeff said, you need a front line to push them back and open up those lines.
But even when they ain't pushing. These guys got some jukies and a little quickness. They can make something out of nothing. Montgomery and Gibbs can make something out of it.
You know what else they have? They got youth. Yeah. That youth on their side, brother.
But Jeff, let me talk about your big boys for a minute.
Fast, yeah.
The Lions, people talk, they was just playing. No, the Lions are they're vindictive.
Oh,
they got cheated last year when they threw the ball to Deck. Well, they got cheated with the Calvin Johnson thing in the playoffs. We should have won that game. But the fact of the matter is, they cheated us last year.
Mm-hmm.
And so they said, okay, we can just go pull this out again. Just to say we ain't got it right this time. I'm serious. Yeah. The Lions is like that, man. Yeah. They like.
Did you see
him like a dog? He smells so they ain't lost. Next year they still on the set.
And listen, when they checked in, they had the camera had them, and you could see him standing right by the referee.
Right.
I'm in. They made sure, and everybody in the nation saw that. I'm like, yeah, put that on national TV.
Now,
I'm in.
It wasn't one person that checked in, two of them.
I'm checking in. I'm checking in.
Just beat them. They would dug a little hole in them. They said, we're just going to mess with them. Let's throw it to the big boys.
Listen, man.
They didn't do it once. They did it twice.
I was like, run it up.
I love it, though. Give the big boys some love, man.
In the red zone.
And Sewell look good. You see Big Sewell diving on him.
Oh, man.
Holding with one hand.
Right.
I said, if you play football, you're happy for the
the crazy thing about
it, I love when the big boys do
the crazy thing about it also, when Goff threw the pass to the other lineman, he was covered. The defender was wrapped all around him. He threw it anyway. It's like, I'm throwing this ball to you anyway.
They was battling though, wasn't
it?
Nobody say.
It's nothing as funny as watching a big boy pick up a fumble and start rumbling, man. Catching the ball pass and making that rumble.
Let me see if y'all know what coach used the big fellas in the offense a lot?
Refrigerator pass.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure.
It was Chicago. I don't remember who was it.
He missed the ESPN list. Don't know.
Well, yeah, I know.
You said you didn't know.
Don't say it, Jeff. Don't say it.
No, he has ESPN.
Shut up, Jeff.
He does.
Whatever, man.
You just got to know Spanish. But he has it. And my Spanish is not that good, but I'm pretty sure his is after this weekend.
I don't know Spanish.
Oh, you don't know Spanish?
I was trying to watch the Colorado Kent State Kansas game.
He got Spanish.
In Spanish, ESPN came up. And I was like, I can at least watch the game. But I'm like, I don't know what the hell they're saying, but I can watch the game. I just hope I don't get charged for
donate to Butler so he can switch over to English and ESPN.
Yeah.
He on the 6 hole.
But he's not ESPN lists anymore.
Well, I don't know if that was just a fluke or because I'm not paying for Spanish ESPN.
You don't have to pay for it.
I ain't paying for it.
I think you can switch it without trying.
Switch it?
Yeah, you have to go to your settings. You can switch the.
Oh, see there? There you go. Yeah. You just change the language on it.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll try that. Yeah. I mean, I do that with movies and stuff. So
see, yeah, you can do the same thing with
Well, I got to make sure I still can get Spanish ESPN. Whatever.
At least you saw the game. Just turn down the volume.
Yeah, and I was pissed off at the end. They came back. They came back, had the game won, and they let that guy get behind him and make that deep catch.
Who, Colorado?
Yeah.
They lost?
Yeah, they lost to Kansas in the last play of the game.
I didn't keep track of it.
Yeah, they had come back and they had went up. Sador had thrown a beautiful pass. I gotta give it to that kid. That kid is bad. He reminds me of the quarterback, the rookie quarterback for Washington. That boy is bad too.
No, that boy run better. He's one of the best running quarterbacks I've ever seen.
I mean, Sanders doesn't run. He don't. Shador don't run very much. But when he does,
Daniels
he does
is
all
like
right.
But Hunter reminds me of Deion Sanders so much, playing both ways, DB and receiver.
But he's gonna wear himself out, man.
He's an All-American.
But he can't.
He's a Heisman candidate.
He can't keep going
Deion
like
didn't
that.
play
though.
receiver like that in college.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
So let's keep it straight.
No, not in college.
No, not what this kid's doing.
No.
Even in the pros, he didn't.
Not even in the
No,
pros.
he
No,
didn't.
he just can't.
But Hunter's gonna wear himself out. He can't keep doing that. He did it last year and this. I mean, maybe he's conditioned to do it. But anyway, enough.
And
of
he's young right now too. So
Yeah, but
Don't
now
forget, Michigan had a guy like that
But
too.
listen,
now.
listen.
Right before we got to close our Lions talk out.
Let's get back to the Lions. Before, I'm worried, talking about wearing each other out. As hard as these boys are playing, I'm talking about Gibbs and Montgomery. Are you all concerned that they're going to end up wearing themselves out? Shorten their lifestyle,
Because
their life
they got the
span in
They're
the
not
league?
being worn out because they're sharing the load.
Yeah, but
And
they
ain't no
run
one
so
back
hard,
carrying
man.
40 times a game.
But they're
Like,
running so
Barry
hard.
did, and Walter Payton did, and Emmett did.
Well, Barry
they
didn't
don't
have a
to do that.
backup, and Peyton didn't have a
Well,
backup.
That's what I'm saying. So
It's two of them. Thank God for that.
It's two of them.
It's two of
But
them, and they share the
but
load.
you see how they don't duck away from you. You get up on, they'll make a move here. They get past one, but the next thing that comes up, they lowering their shoulders and their heads, man.
No,
and they're going right through them.
They're pushing.
They're putting as much damage on themselves as they are on that damn defender.
That's somewhat of protecting yourself as a
is.
running back too.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
I mean,
but-
if you're delivering a blow,
But-
there's going to be a lot of guys out there going to make some
But
business decisions.
But physics determines.
I don't know if I want to hit this guy or not.
But physics
'cause he
determines
run hard.
when one energy hits one, it gets the equal force back. So if you punch something as hard as you can, whatever you hit, that force is going to come back onto you. That's what physics determines, if I'm correct. I don't remember because I flunked
If
physics
you
back
hit
in high
somebody,
school.
no, you
flunked
if I
physics
hit
in
you,
high school.
I ain't gonna
Thank
feel
goodness.
the same
This
punch.
is football. What are you talking about?
Well, I flunked in
Jeff,
football
if
too.
I hit
so
him
what's
in the
the
jaw, I ain't gonna feel it. I ain't gonna have no equal and opposite reaction.
No, that's just what they say. I don't know if it's science, physics, whatever it is. I
No, it's
don't know.
okay. But the fact of the
But as
matter
hard as
is-
they're hitting people, they've got to be doing as
yeah,
much
but these
damage to
guys,
themselves as-
well, that's part of the game.
They ain't Derrick
part of the
Henry.
game.
They're not Derrick Henry,
No, they're part of the
They're not
game.
6 whatever Henry is and damn near 300 pounds.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
he get hurt too.
I'm like those guys sitting on the couch. Do you want to retire?
I love that
Marino,
commercial.
yeah.
Marino, Emmett, Rice,
Let's get back
Moss.
in the game.
But just think of what the Lions got offensively. Laporta, the best tight ends in the league, one of the best.
And, and J-Lo
Armand, one of the best possession receivers in the league.
and Williams is just showing
He
his
take
ass.
the top off the daggum thing.
He's just showing his butt, man.
Gibbs and Montgomery is clearly the best running back duo in the league.
Don't forget
The
did you say
defense
St.
coming
Brown?
around, that
Did you say St.
secondary
Brown?
with Joseph. That's St. Brown.
Okay.
But Joseph, don't forget, he leading the league in interceptions with 4 now. But Branch is
I
a
love him some Branch,
playmaker, man.
I like Branch.
Whoa, he's always that play he made when he intercepted that ball in the end zone. Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
First of all, his man was in the flat.
Yeah.
He read the play
And drop back.
and dropped back and
Deep,
leaped
yes.
in the air
Yeah.
because he was in the corner open.
He was wide open.
That's a regular DB that don't understand the game and the situation would never make that play. But Branch is that kind of guy. He's always around the ball
I like me
for
some
turnovers and things like that. You know, so
I like me some Branch.
yeah, I like it too. And Joseph on that other end, and Arnold's coming around. He holding his own. He get a penalty here and there, but he ain't
penalty.
backing down.
Right.
You know, you can't back down.
And don't leave out the most important piece of the Lions' offense.
No, it's defense we talk.
You're talking defense, but don't leave out this guy here because he's a part of the offense. I'm the one I'm speaking of, and he's phenomenal right now, and he's proven himself He's been to a Super Bowl. He's led a team to the Super Bowl.
Quit with the teaser and get to
Jared
it.
Goff
Yeah.
is having a wonderful season.
He's having a great season.
He just
And picking up from last year.
He scares you.
Are you not
What
convinced
scares
yet?
you?
I mean, he's
What
so
scares you
You
about
ain't
Jared
convinced
Goff?
yet?
Okay, because when it gets really tight, after watching all this stuff, man, the fact of the matter is when we get to the playoffs and it's really, really tight, you have a beautiful 10-play drive going. The line cannot protect for 11 drive. So you're going to get sacked.
Yeah.
So that means you're going to lose 10 yards. Your drive going to be, things get kind of knocked out. But if you had a guy like Daniels and
But we don't.
Baltimore, my man Jackson, Mahomes.
We
We
don't.
don't
Even
talk about
Josh
Mahomes
Allen.
running, but the last 2 Super Bowls he won with his legs.
Yeah, he can
He
run.
done beat the defense
If he,
with
need
his legs.
to, if he needs to run, he can run.
Get more on the
He
run.
can
just
escape.
beat him, flat out beat him.
Right.
Well,
But-
now, I saw
but
Jared
see,
run a
but
couple
Jeff
times,
can-
but Jared's
but he
slow as
can't beat
hell.
him.
Right.
beat
He's
nobody.
right. He ain't
He's
go,
slow as
on the
hell.
rush.
He ain't gonna beat. He can't beat you in the 40.
No, he can't do
He
it.
can't beat you in the 40. with your
well,
fat ass. What you talking about?
Now that
you
don't
right.
mean
You
we
can't
can't
beat me in
win
the
with him.
No, I can't.
It just means that
And you got a cane.
it don't mean we couldn't win it with golf. It just means that the football guys got to keep everything got to happen just right, and everybody's got to keep
But here-
doing everything perfectly.
But here's
It's
another.
something you don't like about
But here's
golf.
another
Well,
golf
that's
like.
the only
Here's
thing.
another golf like
it's tough when you
quarterback.
can't move. It's hard on the team.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady never ran, but all he had was a good offensive line. And if you were watching this last game with Dallas, that line did not let him get touched. He hardly even. I don't think he got pressured.
Okay.
And he stood back there. I said, "Is that Tom Brady playing?" Because he stood back there looking like Brady, and he was rifling
Brady
stuff.
throws the ball fast. Golf holds
Golf-
the ball too long.
Yeah, but he had the time.
That's because that's his deep. The linebacker. That's what
He
I'm
had the
saying.
time,
He
and
ain't
he
gonna
was
always have
protected.
that time. But Brady's always been a quick passer.
Yeah. Brady gets
Yeah,
it out.
Brady don't get sacked because he boom. He don't play.
Yeah.
His
Brady
whole,
got
that's
it
why
out.
Eric Man and other guys, the tight ends, he was getting that ball out of there.
But
He
now
knew he
he-
couldn't run, but he was very accurate. And what he was a
And golf
magician
is very
in the pocket.
accurate. Golf is accurate, and he's
But
got
no, but Brady
receivers he
was-
can hit.
Like if the
He's
rush is
pretty
coming,
accurate.
he
He's
just
pretty
slip
accurate.
over a couple inches and they're gonna fly right by him.
Are you talking about
Step-
Brady?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just step up.
But
boom.
actually, if you hadn't said his name, you just described golf.
No,
in a
Golf
lot
don't
of instances.
step up
If
like
you hadn't
that.
said
No,
Brady's
no,
name,
no. Golf
quickly in the
stepped
pocket.
up.
Listen.
Now, golf
That's
stepped
the
up.
Lions' style.
No. You
Hold on, you said he had
in his
tight
last
ends?
game.
Hold
a end was coming in off. A linebacker was coming in off of golf. Golf shifted his shoulder and slid to the left. The guy went right past him, and then he rifled the
he can do it a
pass.
little
So he
bit.
can do it.
Just a
Oh,
little
He
yes,
doesn't do it
but-
often, but he can do
But
it.
I'm saying though, you
hold the
describe
ball too
you're talking about Brady, but you
No, I'm
described
not. talking
golf
about 7
somewhat
Super
too.
Bowl winners.
When you say tight
No, it's
ends,
not
we
even
got
close.
Laporta. When you say receivers, you got Amon-Ra Brown. You got Williams.
Well, if you look at the Lions, they look more talented than any daggone New England team I've seen that Brady rolled out there.
When you say offensive line,
Yeah,
they
we
got
talking
an offensive
running back.
line.
I don't know now.
what
Brady,
running backs they had better than these two?
Well, I
All
can't
them Super Bowl
even
teams.
name the New England
Well,
Patriots
that's what
running
I'm
backs.
talking about.
yeah, I forget that. But they had that one brother with the Braves. He was real. Was it Marshall or something like that?
No, he's in Seattle.
No,
talking
I'm
about
not
Lynch.
talking about Lynch. But they had one brother,
Well, they always had a good little running backs, but they ain't had
and they had great
They
receivers.
didn't invest in the running
all
backs.
this. Eric and all them was great.
Are you kidding?
Randy
Yeah, but
Moss.
they just not. They had Moss 1 year.
Okay.
Yeah, but before that,
No,
they
they
had
didn't win the
good
Super Bowl.
receivers.
They had dependable receivers.
Yeah, so that's because of that quarterback.
Yeah.
Knew how to throw it, and they
And the
ran
re- but the receivers had
rinky dinky offense.
But the receivers had to get to their points for him to be able to hit them. So they worked well together. And that's what Jeff is saying.
I think
they
golf-
worked well together with golf.
I think golf has proven himself.
I'm
But-
telling you
hey.
what my concerns were.
But-
they
but-
hold the ball too long, and he can't move. So
But he-
big
but he-
games is going to cost.
but he
him.
made
But
it
now
to the
golf
Super
took the
Bowl.
Rams to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
lost. He took
They
them.
lost.
He took the Lions to the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
and that hadn't happened in what 10, 15 years.
Yeah, but look who we got beat by. We got beat by Brock Purdy. Now, if you watch that game,
But Brock Purdy ain't
used
no
his
joke,
legs.
man.
Well, I mean, he beat us with his legs, and the defense was playing good.
Okay, but
Everybody's
that's
playing
not
good.
on. That's not on golf.
But they don't go. But I'm saying that's why
That
we
ain't on
lost.
golf.
Because that other quarterback on the other
Is
team
mobile. He's a dual
he had
threat.
a little bit of something extra.
He's a
when
dual
our
threat.
Defense, was on San Francisco, and he just took charge. Now you look at that last that second half, he must have gained about 65 yards.
Okay, granted, Goff is not a dual threat.
He can't do that.
Goff not.
We're not saying he can do it, but what he does well, he does well. What Goff does good and does well, he's proficient at it. And guess what? He's proficient enough to lead a team to the Super Bowl.
And listen, Goff has gotten the Lions to 4-1 without running. So, you know, do you necessarily be? That's true too.
Yeah,
that's
before they were running quarterbacks, they were pocket quarterbacks. Never forget that.
Yeah. So, hey, look, this is our 30 minutes, y'all, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut this one out. We hope you all enjoyed it as much as we did. I love talking to this. The Lions are doing great. The Detroit Tigers did well, even though they came up a little short. Detroit is back on the map. Stay with us. Support Detroit. Love Detroit. We're gonna go 12-5 at least. And I'm predicting, like a lot of people, we're gonna make it to the Super Bowl this year. Don't get nervous, Stein. This is your boy Keith Butler with my co-host Jeffrey Lowe and our main man Leland Stein. We hope you had a good time listening. We'll be back again soon.